It's official, DJ Jane Carrington just got kicked out of Dallas, and it might be the most overdue exit of the season. When a team ditches you not just for bad games, but because even referees need security backup, you know things are out of control. Carrington's drama has finally brought the Wings to their breaking point. This is the player who poked Caitlin Clark in the eye in the playoffs, nearly took out her own teammate Paige Bueckers while trying to injure Jessica Shepard, and sparked such chaos against Chicago that officials actually called for security. 4 flagrant fouls in one season, no wonder Dallas rushed to get her off the roster. If you're done defending Carrington, drop Fire Carrington in the comments. DJ Carrington's reputation left its mark everywhere. She couldn't keep her hands clean constantly in the headlines for high hits and even knocking her own teammates around. Everyone remembers when she almost wrecked Paige Bueckers' season. These aren't accidental bumps, it's a string of reckless moves that Dallas, finally, couldn't ignore any longer. Let's lay out why Dallas lost patience. There's a world of difference between tough defense and dangerous intent, and Carrington's highlight reel looks more like a medical report than a basketball montage. Her eye poke on Caitlin Clark in the playoffs set the tone. Clark left with a black eye, and the WNBA world asking, was that really part of the game? Carrington's name is now synonymous with dirty play. Picture that first-round Sun vs. Fever showdown. Clark goes for a shot, Carrington closes in, and her hand lands squarely on Clark's eye. There's no mistaking what happened. Clark's head snaps back, she clutches her face, and the rookie sensation who carried Indiana all year is left with a massive bruise front and center for the whole world to see. The aftermath was brutal. Carrington didn't apologize, show concern, or admit anything wrong. She just kept up the aggression, as if proud of the chaos. Even her post-game comments were dismissive. I didn't know I hit her. I wasn't trying to. That's not the player I am. Watch the tape. Fans and analysts saw right through it. Then came June 4th. Wings versus Seattle. Skylar Diggins rockets down court on a fast break, but Carrington intercepts forget the ball. She makes a direct hit to Diggins' head. Officials called it a flagrant one right away. Nobody bought the excuse that it was a play on the ball. Fans everywhere saw the pattern. Reckless contact, always to the head or face, always in high-leverage moments. Each new incident only made it worse. Social media buzzed with, "That's not physicality, that's dirty." Carrington's game was no longer about tough defense, it was about targeting stars. No accident that as soon as there was drama, she was front and center going after top talent like Clark or Diggins. That behavior escalated, each time with the same formula: chaotic, aggressive, and indiscriminate. You start to ask, is DJ playing for highlight clips or for the hospital bill tally? Even opposing coaches and staff started signaling, telling their players to watch out for flying hands. It got so bad that Carrington managed to hurt her own team. May 21st against Minnesota. In her eagerness to rough up Jessica Shepard, she wound up nearly injuring Paige Bueckers, her own teammate too. What does that say about your style when you can't even keep from injuring the people on your own bench? Bueckers and others were visibly frustrated. They weren't just worried about the opponent, they had to defend themselves in practice and games from their own teammate. Minnesota's staff couldn't believe what they were seeing. Carrington crashed into Shepard's face going for another block, and in the aftermath, Paige nearly went down too. The officials had no choice but to call a flagrant. Watching it on replay, you can see clearly the contact wasn't just hard, it was reckless, and it left both teams uneasy. The message was clear. DJ Carrington's approach was toxic, and it was infecting everyone on the court. When your own players start wondering if being teammates is dangerous, management can't look the other way. The pattern only grew. Carrington's plays weren't just putting opponents at risk, they were putting the Wings' season in danger. Her antics were so out of control that officials started treating her differently, knowing she was a liability. And then came the infamous Chicago Sky incident, the game where a referee actually called for security to protect himself after a heated post-game exchange with Carrington. This wasn't run-of-the-mill trash talk. Carrington confronted referee Roy Golbian after a loss to Chicago, and things escalated so quickly that the official, trained to handle high-stress NBA games, radioed for backup. Other players and coaches watched in complete disbelief. This had simply never happened before in the league. Even Carrington's social media response showed her lack of self-awareness. She acted shocked that a civil conversation led to a security call. If talking to you requires a chaperone, that's not civil. That's dangerous. Reflect on Carrington's season. Not even halfway and already 4 flagrant fouls, a pile of controversies, and now security called for by a ref. Dallas couldn't cover for her any longer. Each incident painted a picture of escalating, uncontrollable behavior that the league couldn't continue to allow. Dallas finally did what had to be done. Traded Carrington to the Minnesota Lynx for Diamond Miller, Carly Samuelson, and a second-round pick. The relief was instant. Wings fans celebrated like they just won the playoffs. No more justifying reckless play. No more coaching clinics about how to avoid your own teammates' elbows. Let's talk about what Dallas actually got. Diamond Miller, the 2023 number 2 pick, named to the all-rookie team, a proven scorer with a 53.8% three-point shooting clip this season, real skill with no chaos. Carly Samuelson, a 41% shooter from the field and almost 40% from 3, brings stability even with her injury and none of the off-court headaches. These are the kinds of players that build winning culture. Meanwhile, Minnesota gets the league's biggest wild card. Carrington, now on a deep playoff team, brings the risk of derailing it all. Coach Cheryl Reeve has a reputation for taming wild personalities, but even she may have her hands full with someone whose signature is aggression to the point of needing a security escort. You can imagine Reeve's patience if Carrington tries her usual stunts. Those days may not last long in Minnesota. She could find herself buried on the bench the next time a flagrant flies. Bring your game, not your fake fame, is the new mantra for a Lynx squad that won't tolerate distractions in a championship chase. Carrington's own media appearances haven't helped her case, talking big on podcasts about refusing to play without getting what she wants. But you can't make demands when your box score is empty and you're buried at the end of the bench. Her style may play on highlight reels, but winning teams want reliability, not drama. The ultimate irony? Minnesota, a title contender, just traded for a player known for disruptions and penalties more than points and assists. Dallas, on the other hand, has cleared the decks for a new era, bringing in proven talent and letting the fan base feel some long overdue relief. Was the trade worth it? Dallas fans think so. They finally get to watch basketball instead of refereeing dirty plays from their own team every night. For Minnesota, it's a gamble that could shape their playoff future, for better or for worse. If you've reached this far and want Carrington gone from the league entirely, comment "Fire Carrington" below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss an episode.